I'm testing this to see how long I have to sit to get a more flattering initial picture. What came up yesterday for my video was not too flattering. My name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Unity for All. I want to talk today about the tax bill that just passed last Friday. This one's kind of long. I'll be glancing at my notes a few times. We've all heard about this tax bill, and we know just how bad it truly is. A number of other analysts have already gone through and explained how taxes on the poor and the middle class are going to go up, while for the rich they're going to go down. What a lot of them just don't fail to go into in detail is why tax breaks for the rich really are a bad idea. So that's the approach I want to take with this. We keep hearing all this stuff about, for 37 years, almost 38, we've been listening to trickle-down economics ever since Reagan was in office. So yeah, that has worked so well that at this point we have the highest income discrepancy between the rich and the poor since, some sources say, since ancient Egypt. No, the rich do not create jobs. Look at what the industries and the jobs in this country are that pay the most right now. Lobbyists, financial industries such as stockbrokers, corporate lawyers. None of these people create any jobs. Their whole role in life is to reduce the taxes they pay and the wages that they pay by any means possible. When the stock market goes up, what does that mean to you? When you hear that the stock for your company just hit its highest level ever, do you expect to get a raise right after that? Or is it more likely you're going to get a pink slip? Because the reason the stock goes up is because the company already talked to the stockholders and said that they planned on reducing costs. How do they reduce costs? By reducing wages, by eliminating jobs, by downsizing. Every time you hear of downsizing, right after that, the stock for a company goes up because they've reduced cost. No, consumers create jobs. You create jobs. I create jobs. By the way, I'm going to do a separate video on the stock market and what exactly that means, and so just accept for now, an increase in the stock market doesn't mean anything positive to you unless you are a major stockbroker. Anyway, how do you create jobs? A few weeks ago online I posted what I called the Hamburger Project. The challenge in the Hamburger Project was to consider, if you make a hamburger at home, how many jobs do you create from cooking one hamburger at home? And this is at all stages of production. You got the rancher that raises the beef. You got the farmer that grows the feed. You got the truck driver that drives the feed to the rancher. Then you got the truck driver that drives the cattle to the slaughterhouse. You got processing jobs to pack the meat. You got more truck drivers that drive the meat, the processed meat, to the warehouses or the grocery stores. Then you got egg farmers, the chicken farmers that produce eggs that go into the mayonnaise. You got more truck drivers that drive the eggs to the processing plant. You got processing jobs that turn the eggs and other ingredients into mayonnaise and package that. Then you got more truck drivers that drive the mayonnaise to the warehouse and to the market. You got mustard farmers that grow mustard seed, and more truck drivers that drive the mustard seed to the processing plant. Then you got processing jobs and more truck drivers that deliver the mustard to the warehouses and the grocery stores. Then you've got stock people and cashiers at the grocery store. And so every stage of that. Oh yeah, and lettuce farmers, tomato farmers, cucumber farmers, pickle processing plants, and truck drivers at every stage. And we're going to be talking about the truck drivers thing in another video as well, because one of my favorite subjects is how all these jobs are being automated. All right, and consider that. All of that is before you ever consider the people that produce the cooking utensils, the plates, the silverware, everything that goes along with the hamburger. This is you. This is your power as a consumer. Consider how many jobs are involved with making that hamburger. When you give money to people that are low income and middle income, what are they likely to do with it? They're going to spend it. And this applies to all forms of income. Increased wages, food stamps, welfare, it all spends the same in our local communities. And that creates jobs, it maintains jobs. So if you've got people that have more money and they're spending more, they have more to spend, they're going to buy more groceries, they're going to go out to more movies, go to restaurants, buy a new car more often, have their cars serviced more often, all of this. These are jobs. This is what you, as a consumer, this is how you power this economy, not the rich. When you give a tax break or more money to a rich person that already has more money than they can possibly spend in 10 lifetimes, what are they going to do with that money? They're going to put it in the bank. They're going to hire lawyers so that they pay less taxes on that money. They're probably going to ship that money out to some foreign country to avoid paying taxes on it. They're not going to create more jobs. They're going to try and get rid of more jobs so that they've got more money. Why? What do they need more for? Seriously. Yes, this is class warfare. If a person is making $500 million a year, what, they can't survive on $250 million a year? I mean, that's per year. That's not for a lifetime, that's per year. Stop standing up for the rich. When you stand up for the rich, if you are not rich and you're standing up for their agenda, you're a puppet. You're nothing but a puppet. Because you're not going to get anything out of it. You're not a suppressed billionaire. So, anyway, what can we do about all this right now? Well, right at this moment, I skipped part of this. Yeah. So when you start getting rid of wages, what happens? And when you stop spending money, you can look across this country at communities that have failed because wages dropped because jobs that offered living wages cease to exist. We've got failing and failed communities all across this country. The people that have skills that will let them leave an area move out. Then you've got nothing but lower education, low skilled people that have no hope. When the jobs go away, all the money for maintaining all of the roads and all the infrastructure just goes away with it. Look at Detroit. That's what happened. You can't even say that these people didn't have skills. It's that the need for those skills ceased to exist. And the more automation keeps on happening, the more skills are going to fall in that category. But I'll cover that in another video. Alright, so what can we do about this? I'm going to post a link below. You need to contact your elected officials in the House and the Senate. Tell them, do not pass this tax bill. That if they pass this tax bill, that we are voting them out in the next election. Stop looking outside for someone to blame. It's not the immigrants. It's not the poor. It's not the people that have been forced into being poor. This is what is happening. The more you reduce wages, the more it just keeps going in a downward spiral. The more you benefit the rich, the more you put the burden on the poor. So contact your elected officials. I will be covering other steps that we can take on these things in the future in other videos. Anyway, please be sure and click the subscribe button, and be sure and click the bell so that you are notified when I do post another video. If possible, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. For right now, I'm doing rather well, and I plan on producing to 5 videos per week. Not going to do them on the weekend when I'm with my kid. So anyway, once I do have a list of core issues that I want to cover. Once I reach the end of that core list, then it becomes a bit more of a challenge, and I'm trying to plan ahead. When I get past the core issues, then it'll take a bit more research to be producing videos, and if I don't have enough money coming in from this, then it'll slow down a little bit. Trying to avoid that. I'd like to be doing this full time if possible. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and talk to you next time, next video.